At Total Pharmacy Care, we fill your prescriptions and answer any questions about your medications. No distractions and no long lines. Tell your doctor to send your prescriptions to Total Pharmacy Care. Welcome back to another episode of the Unwired Appalachia podcast. A podcast. We are a podcast.
A podcast of many podcasts.
Yeah, amongst a sea of podcasts, we are a podcast.
There's no other podcast with Adam Mahan on it.
That's true. That sets us apart. Is we are the only podcast featuring Adam Mahan. This is season 2, episode 24. I mean, shout out to Kobe Bryant.
Yeah, that's the obvious. I mean, rest in peace, Kobe, a great player. I also say my favorite UK player of all time, Jamal Mashburn.
For sure.
He wore 24 in college. We got in the NBA and he changed it to 32 because Jimmy Jackson was wearing it there in Dallas. So
Jimmy Jackson, Jason Kidd, we were just talking.
Yeah.
Killed the franchise.
Can't get along.
Tony Braxton, man, is out here killing franchises. Nobody remembers that. We're probably the only two people who remember
that's a good reason to kill a franchise, though. If you're going to kill one, Tony Braxton, that's a pretty good reason.
What you got for 24?
Willie Mays
over the shoulder.
Yeah, Willie Mays Hayes. Shout out to Willie Mays Hayes. Double zero.
The quickest man in sports movie history.
Yep. Just get it on the ground. Those bunt singles. We're, as always, brought to you by the Appalachian newspapers. I am joined to my left, I don't even want to know my left from my right today. To my left by regional sports editor Randy White. Adam Mahan to my right. I want to say a quick thank you to and Corey Vance behind the camera. Can't forget that guy. This guy that makes it all go around.
3 cameras.
3 cameras. We're coming up in this world.
Hey, we're coming up.
Just trying to look better, man. That's all we're trying to do. Thank you to our sponsors. It's flu season, and we know that for a fact. We're feeling the effects of flu season right now. The professional pharmacists at Nova Pharmacy and Caramore Pharmacy want you to get vaccinated. Call Joel or Sandy Thornberry today and get vaccinated and stay healthy. Nova Pharmacy is 606-432-2274, and Caramore Pharmacy is 606-639-2273.
We're also brought to you by Presbyterian Homes of Cedar Creek and Good Shepherd at Phelps. If you're looking for quality care for loved ones, look no further than Presbyterian Homes of Cedar Creek and Good Shepherd at Phelps. Both facilities treat your loved ones with care and respect. They offer therapy, daily activities, exquisite cuisine, and home-like settings to make your family members feel at home. Call to schedule an appointment today. At Cedar Creek, call Jessica Thacker at 432-8243, and at Good Shepherd, call 456-8725. Caring for your loved ones is what we do best. We're also brought to you by Bruce Waters. Bruce Waters has just updated the pricing on all their new inventory. Check them out at brucewaters4.net. And just got to give a shout-out to Josh Williamson and the guys over there. I was one of the people who took our advice. I went to Bruce Waters. I needed a new vehicle, so that's where I went.
I mean, it's the only place to go if you need.
It's the best place around.
Great salesman.
So many great people over there. I was in and out. I mean, it was probably less than an hour. Quick, painless, good service. I mean, that's what you want. And also, just a little extra heads up for everybody. Instead of seeing video all the time, we're also now on iTunes because of the work Corey Vance.
Yes.
He got us on iTunes last week. So if you're in your car and you can't watch, just download us on iTunes. Yeah, give us a like, shout out, and all that good stuff on iTunes. But Corey did all that stuff last week and got us ready to go.
Yeah, big time come up. That's a huge getting out on iTunes. So and just another way to be able to listen.
And speaking of that, we've got some more podcasts on the way from the News Express. Corey's kind of expanding things that we're trying to do. We already have Above the Fold, which, hopefully everybody listens to. And we got some other podcasts in the works maybe down the road. So Corey's, working on a lot of big things. So it's not just, us. So Corey's got bigger things planned.
Well, it's expanding into new media. I mean, you got to get out there, getting a whole podcast network. So shout out to the Appalachian newspapers and Corey Vance. Just on top of it, all of it.
And when we were talking about all this, speaking of people who need to shout, Adam Mahan with all this, and
we're going to get to a lot of that. The Adam Mahan Research Department
is on top of things today.
I didn't see you out on Saturday night. I noticed that. Working on for you. Working on highlights for you. We'll start out. We mentioned a little bit about the flu. Had a lot of
games are just
area games canceled. Flu, flooding, weather. I mean, that kind of thing.
Yeah,
really.
And right now, what it's really affecting is the 59th and 60th. Like all your district games, got to get in before the regular season because seeding's coming up. Some of the games are canceled, some are rescheduled. This last week and a half, we're probably going to have a lot of district stuff. So look out. We got our district previews coming. We got our region previews coming within the next 2 weeks. So just kind of look out, and we'll be at all the games. And, check our Facebook and Twitter out, and we'll have highlights and interviews. I mean, just a lot of good stuff going on with basketball.
And like we said before we came on air, it's 2 weeks left in the regular season, so a lot of high school basketball to get to. Speaking of basketball, we'll go right into UK. Cats go to Knoxville, get a big 77-64 win. Unfortunately, I only got to see the first half of that game. I did rewatch the second half on Sunday. Just takeaways from a huge win.
Huge win.
Listen, the first stat from the Adam Mahan stat department. UK's first win at Tennessee since the 2014-15 season, and the first in the Rick Barnes era at Tennessee. You know what? I can't stand Rick Barnes. I already hate him already.
I used to like him when he was at Texas.
I was a big Rick Barnes guy at Texas.
But, it just shows how good of a coach he is.
He is.
I don't care who it is.
He's a good
Once
coach.
you get to Tennessee, we're going to hate you. I mean, that's just part of it. Tennessee, I can't remember the guy's name. The guy you just want to punch in the face all the time.
The Incredible Falk.
Yeah, the Incredible Falk. The new number one guy to hate in college basketball. That was my biggest takeaway. My second biggest takeaway is E.J. Montgomery's playing a little better. And Keon Brooks is doing what he needs to do with rebounding and just a couple putbacks here and there. So if we can get that, we'll be all right.
Well, I think we decided we're taking credit for E.J. Montgomery.
Yeah, I think so.
I think he's watched and seen us trash him a little bit, and that's probably been a little extra motivation for him. So credit to us for turning E.J. Montgomery.
A little motivation.
No big deal. Mayhem, what'd you think about how Kentucky looked in general?
I think they looked pretty good. Probably one of the better games they've played all year. And I guess you'd have to say the unsung hero in that game was probably Johnny Juzang.
Yeah.
13
points.
Goes perfect from the field, perfect three-point line.
Some of those younger guys are starting to come around, and Juzang's one of just his shooting alone improves us so much.
And Cal said, and I reckon it was in his press conference, don't hold me to this, but he said the play of the game was probably Juzang's offensive rebound on a free throw miss put back.
And that was a big thing because we had trouble putting them away, and that kind of could have back to 7-8, I think, there late because, we said that this UK team is the one thing that we have trouble at. We can't put anybody away.
Yeah, we can't put anybody away, and rebounds have been, our biggest Achilles heel all year. And something else that we talked about early on was what we needed from Whitney and from Keon Brooks. Well, now we're getting kind of a contribution from E.J. Montgomery and Johnny Juzang. We just need somebody to contribute that's not in that starting lineup.
Yeah, and I thought Keon Brooks rebounded well, and I thought he had two putbacks that were key. I mean, one was late that was real key. So
9 rebounds, Keon Brooks.
9 Brooks. Yeah. If he can get 9 rebounds and 4 points a game, I'm happy with that. Yeah. That's being positive. I mean, not everybody has to score 20 points a game to be effective.
That's right. Nick Richards, 15.7 boards, 10 for Ashton Hagens, 15 for Maxey, and quickly had 18. 14 of 14 from the free throw line, and Adam Mahan research department
again.
That was last Tuesday against Mississippi State.
Oh, this was Mississippi State.
Yeah.
Okay, he went 14 for 14 from free throw line.
That's how hard he's working. He went back. To the last game.
I'm
he
telling
was the fourth player to ever do that.
That's unbelievable. Joining Louis Dampier, Ramel Bradley, and Jody Meeks, some pretty good players. Shout out to Ramel Bradley. Friend of the program.
Yeah, former guest on the podcast.
Yeah. Shout out to
Appalachia is doing big things.
That's right. So Kentucky gets a big win in Knoxville. We go down. We got the Tennessee two-step. We go to Vandy.
Vandy, another place that's always tough to play, man.
Why is it? It's just that gym.
It's that weird gym.
Disgusting.
It's one of my favorite places.
It's a great place, probably, to watch a game.
Oldest gym in the SEC?
Yeah,
you think?
I think it is. I think it is. I don't think it's even close, really.
Yeah, it's got to be the oldest gym
it's got
in the SEC. Vandy's played
possibly
the
the oldest gym in the NCAA.
No, I wouldn't go that far.
I don't know.
It might be. I wouldn't go that far just to say it.
Anyway,
I would like to go there and watch a game.
Well, it's not that far away. You can do it.
Yeah.
I'd love to. Kentucky, you got to think is going to be the favorite going in this game, ranked number 12 right now. But we got Mississippi, we got Vandy on the road, we got Ole Miss at home. Should be favorites in both those games. Then LSU, kind of a tough team to get your head around.
Another tough place that Cal's team's play since he's been at Kentucky.
Yeah.
You know, their athleticism is always going to be there. I mean, that's the thing that stands out this year. You talk about a team that gets out on a break and rebounds well. You know, we better show up and rebound against those guys because, you know, we need every putback. We can't give them an easy offensive putback.
Well, and that kind of thing's just going to give us fits down the road. I mean, we're not going to make a long tournament run, the SEC tournament or the NCAA tournament, if we don't start rebounding the ball better. Look like a little bit of a turnaround this week. You know, Kentucky wins in a harsh environment in Tennessee, so hopefully they can keep that momentum going and just come out of Tennessee 2-0 for the week.
Yeah, and, you know, speaking of Vanderbilt, you know, Jerry Stackhouse, you know, that always leads into UNC. Jerry Stackhouse is an all-time great at UNC. That finish at Duke in North Carolina. You know, I think that's worth noting. I mean, that was a tough game. North Carolina's not having a great year.
No.
Fought hard, and then at the end, just kind of a collapse and kind of lose your head a little bit.
I thought North Carolina was going to win that game.
I did too.
For a minute.
I did too. I really thought they was going to win.
It looked like they were going to pull it off. I know I didn't pick them. And then just speaking of another team that's kind of been disappointing all year, Michigan State, second team to fall out of the rankings after starting the season as preseason number 1, second only to
UK.
Yeah, 2013, 2014 Kentucky Wildcats. I mean, what's up with Michigan State?
I mean, you know, sometimes you go into the year and you think you're a lot better than you are. Some of the guys get hurt. You know, it's a long season. I mean, Michigan State, you know, they still got a chance to make a run. I wouldn't count them out with Tom Izzo, but you know, it's just a lot of parity, you know, and that Big Ten is probably a little tougher than they thought.
I think that might be the toughest conference.
Yeah,
I would say the Big
It
Ten or
is.
Big East.
This year, for sure. I mean,
those are the two, I would say.
But, you know, and it just goes to show also that preseason rankings mean nothing.
Means
Not
nothing.
right now, because teams don't have enough guys coming. You don't know what these guys are going to do. So it just goes to show these preseason rankings really are meaningless. All right, and I guess the other big, one of the other big things that happened this weekend is the kickoff of the XFL bonus football.
Bonus football. I mean, I didn't get to watch a lot of it, but I do like some of the things they're doing, and they're trying to be innovative and creative. And if you're going to be a new league, that's what you got to do. You got to add something new. I seen some really hard hits there too, so I like that. So far, I think week 1 went good for them.
Yeah, I mean, I think they're doing some things right. I think, you know, starting out with only 8 teams, probably a good move. You're not oversaturated.
You got a few names that are familiar, like Cardell Jones and some of these other guys.
Landry Jones, Aaron Murray, who almost all the quarterbacks looked awful yesterday, except Cardell Jones, which Cardell Jones is one of those guys to me that doesn't make a whole lot of sense because when you watch the dude play, you think, he can play. He's big. He's got a huge arm.
Accurate.
He's accurate, but for whatever reason, couldn't get it done in the NFL. His team looked pretty good in the XFL yesterday. But the thing that I think the XFL is missing is a guy like Colin Kaepernick, Johnny Manziel, Tim Tebow. They need a star.
They need one guy that you can connect with. Like when you think of XFL, you think of this guy, especially early on.
Right. Well, I know they're not able to pay NFL money at this point, but from my perspective,
1 or 2 guys should get paid pretty good to bring in. It's probably worth it if you pay a couple guys $1 million because of the name recognition alone. But, I mean, I get trying to hold your salary low, especially starting out, because they know what happens when things get out of hand.
Well, I mean, they don't want to end up like the Alliance of American Football.
Or like the XFL the first time
Speaking of
around.
the Alliance American Football League, it's no longer in existence. The XFL sold more tickets on their first weekend than whatever the American Football League sold their entire season.
So,
I mean, how about that?
The research department
coming out of that's a freestyle stat.
Man, off the top of the
dome.
It.
But that's actually true. And I also heard that the DC Defenders outsold the Redskins. Game yesterday outsold the Redskins again.
And I wouldn't be shocked because the
Wow.
Redskins struggled that bad.
Yeah.
Maybe the worst owner in sports.
Yeah.
Now that
he's
Donald
up there.
Sterling's out,
He's
I
up
mean,
there. He's
Dan
up there.
Snyder.
You still
Pretty
got the whole.
close.
You still got the whole Nick situation with
Yeah,
James
that's
Dolan.
tough,
A lot
too.
of
Yeah,
people want
James
James
Dolan,
Dolan out.
And then,
The
being a
Knicks.
Bengals fan, we got to put up with Mike Brown.
I mean, I just don't know if there's any getting out of that one. But
No.
I would love. I mean, it would be awesome to see somebody like Jeff Bezos come in just buy the Bengals.
Yeah,
I don't know how we got off on this. We always get back to
We
the
always
Bengals,
do.
but yeah, the XFL. I think it may be able to survive a little bit longer than the Alliance of American Football did.
Also, the streaming is something different for these guys. You can go on YouTube.
Yeah.
You don't have to watch it on
Yeah.
cable or whatever. And that's that. Nowadays, if you want to draw a younger fan base, that's the way to do
Yeah.
it. I mean, because not everybody's going to sit down and watch a
That's right.
TV game.
And it's a fast-paced game. It's easy to watch. They do review a lot.
The kickoff was different.
Kickoff's a
yes.
lot different. Extra points are different. You can go for 1, 2, or 3 on extra points. The uniforms, and just going to the uniforms, look okay.
Yeah, look okay.
A lot of times with these secondary leagues, the
for
uniforms are
for
awful.
this league, you might want to find some ways to get more entertainment in there somehow. But I mean, they're early. It's early on; they could do it, and they're based off of an entertainment brand. You know, Vince McMahon. Say what you want, but he's an entertainment guy. He knows how to entertain people.
He knows how to entertain, but it seems like they focus less on the wrestling aspect of the XFL this time, with all of like the stripper pole and the stuff that you used to see from the old XFL. It's more football based,
Yeah.
4 down football. You got Oliver Luck, who's the commissioner of the XFL. So you got to think they've got the right. But you know what? Bill Polian was the commissioner of the Alliance of American Football. So we'll see what happens.
see.
I mean, right now it looks pretty good to me, and the football was funner to watch than.
It wasn't bad. I mean,
Yeah,
it was.
the
wasn't
true
bad.
test is how will they do once March Madness rolls around.
Yeah, and that's going to be a test for anybody.
Yeah. And then we had the Oscars last night. I said already, I didn't watch 1 second of the
I
Oscars.
did not. I watched several of the movies that
Yeah.
were nominated. I loved the Tarantino Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Jojo Rabbit was a good one as well. I mean, there were some really good ones. I didn't get to see Parasite. I'm going to try to see that one. That one best film.
Big Tarantino guy. I can't believe I
Yeah.
haven't seen Once Upon a Time.
It's
in
one of
Hollywood
his
yet.
most fun movies. Brad Pitt won for Best Supporting Actress.
Saw that.
Leo was nominated for Once Upon a Time. Did not win, but the Brad Pitt speech was good. I mean, it was fun.
Well, I saw the Joaquin Phoenix speech too.
Joker. I've also watched Joker.
A
That
little
was a
bit of
great
the
one.
Joaquin
He won
Phoenix.
Best Actor, didn't he?
Yeah, he won Best
he
Actor
won
for
Best
Joker.
Actor.
For the
And
Joker.
I don't feel as confused as before Corey explained to us why Eminem performed "Lose Yourself" from the 8 Mile soundtrack, but that seems like that's getting more attention today than anything.
I guess there was so many mixed reactions from the people and the fans. You had the younger people kind of didn't really, I guess, never seen Eminem perform. Then you had the people like our age who were loving it, and then you had some older people like Martin Scorsese, who in the meme right now, is just asleep while Eminem singing.
Say what you want about Eminem's later. I think we can agree he's pretty close to the GOAT.
He's up there. He's not my favorite. He's probably in my top 5 somewhere.
That's another one for us, because I could get into this one too.
I mean, I got different views on some of that stuff.
Me too.
I'm always
Me
going to
too.
say Nas is the best.
Well, I'm always going to say Biggie, but I love Nas.
I'm just going to say Nas is the best.
Yeah, I love Nas. Don't get me wrong, but Eminem's up there.
He's up
Lyrically,
there, yeah.
Eminem's
He's up
way
there.
up
He's
there.
up there.
Maybe not so much these days, and I feel like just a lot of the. I'm not going to say young. It makes us sound like we're just a couple of old bastards up here. Like you kids don't know what good music is these days. You ever heard of Nas? Ever heard of him? Okay, and then what was the other thing we were going to talk about?
Sports movies.
Sports movies. My brain is a noodle today.
It is Monday.
It is Monday. It's gloomy outside. I've just been.
And you got the research department beside you who's coming up with all
anytime I
this.
see
all
Mayhem
the
walking,
stats.
when I see Mayhem walking up with you all, I instantly feel like I have to step my game up.
I mean, everybody does.
It elevates us all.
He's got all the
Yeah.
stats, all the research. I mean,
Yeah, it elevates us all. So, all right. Well, real quick, we'll talk about. God, I said I wasn't gonna say real quick anymore.
that's all right.
That's one for this episode. You can
Just-
almost do a drinking. Anyway, we'll go just top 3. Your favorite. This is something I think we could do going forward, but just quick fly. Top 3 favorite sports movie.
Okay, my number 1 is Raging Bull.
Okay.
That's easy for
Yeah.
me. Number 2, I would probably say Major League.
Yeah.
And
yeah.
number
with you.
3, I'm gonna go basketball, and I'm gonna throw a little different wrench. Instead of saying Hoosiers, I'm gonna say he got game. Jesus Shuttlesworth.
Jesus Shuttlesworth,
What's
the
up,
all-time
Ray
great
Ray?
name.
Yeah, Ray. That's just a
Yeah.
Denzel Washington, Ray Allen, Spike Lee joint. Just a very underrated movie in
It
my
is
book.
very good, very good. Denzel, shout out to Denzel Washington.
Shout
just
out.
for no reason.
No, you don't need a reason to shout
Great
him out.
actor. How about this? Favorite all time? And listen.
My all-time favorite movie,
Just sports movie.
movies.
sports movie, greatest game ever played.
Okay.
That's all right.
I thought he
Golf
was,
movie.
What was it you said?
Is
when
a
we
true
weren't?
based, huh?
What was the other one you said?
Oh, the replacements.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Replacements.
I can go with that.
Yeah. Is that the one with Keanu Reeves?
Keanu Reeves.
Okay, that's what I
G
thought.
baby,
Yeah.
right? G baby.
G baby.
Adam G baby Mahan over there.
G baby Mahan. I like that. We're exploring nicknames. I just noticed Josh Blankenship in here. We're 3/4 of the way through the show, and I just noticed Josh in here. What happened to that guy?
I don't know. He's probably babysitting G baby. I don't know.
He just thinks he can come and go as he pleases.
He does what he wants.
How about
He's
that guy?
Josh
Shout out to
Blankenship.
Josh Blankenship. He's probably covering like Phelps 8 to 10-year-old
Probably.
Little League basketball today. Always on the grind, Josh Blankenship. You took all the good ones. I mean, those were like Raging Bull. Obviously, I love. It's a great movie. Man, I'm gonna remember the Titans, guy.
That's a solid
I
movie.
love Remember the Titans.
Solid
I
movie.
love Friday Night Lights. There's no way to pick. I'm a big Major League guy, big Caddyshack guy.
Yeah.
Happy Gilmore.
Happy
we
Gilmore.
could literally probably go on.
Even
Yeah, we
though-
could do a whole episode just
Even
talking
though
about
we
sports
probably
movies.
hate it because we're all Kentucky fans, but Glory Road.
I'd
Yeah,
never
Glory
watch it. I'll
Road.
never
Glory
watch
Road
that
is
game.
actually a good
I'll
movie.
never watch that. I'll never watch it.
It's kind of corny. It's like a Disney movie, but it's a good watch. We still should have won.
I know the content of the movie. I'm
They
not
made us
watching
out
it.
like we're a bunch of racist bad guys. I don't like to see that.
I feel
Yeah.
betrayed by Pat Riley on that movie. He
Yeah,
was the
Pat
consultant.
Riley. Yeah.
I
Pat
can
Riley
do
should have
without
been like,
it.
figure it out on your own.
I can do without it.
Yeah,
Throw out Waterboy and Semi-Pro.
Waterboy,
Semi-Pro is another one.
fantastic movie.
Semi-Pro.
Semi-Pro, major underrated Will
Major,
Ferrell movie
major.
too. By the way,
It gets better every time you watch it.
Blades of Glory is great. And speaking of underrated Will Ferrell movies that have nothing to do with sports, the other guys is on Netflix.
On
now.
Netflix. I watched it the other night.
Oh my god,
Solid.
an
Solid.
absolute
Yeah.
classic movie. Just
The Rock and Samuel L. Jackson
yeah,
rolling that.
they're
Oh, my
only in
goodness.
it for like the first 20 minutes.
If that, like
Yeah,
10.
But
Yeah.
it is absolutely ridiculous in the best possible way. And then, we want to give a really quick shout out to Jordan Compton,
Mhm.
Shelby Valley baseball coach.
Yeah. He resigned today. I've not got to talk to him yet. I don't think it's anything baseball. I think he got a new job and he has to move away. I think it's one of those decisions that, he probably had to do for his family, but I think it's one that was tough for him. I've not got to talk to him yet, so I'll find the full story, and you can read in the paper this upcoming week, and we'll figure it out. But, won a district at Shelby Valley last year, did some great things there. He was a former coach at Eastridge, did great things there. He played baseball at U-Pike back when he played in college, so just a great guy, a great human being. We're rooting him on. We want to see people do things that they want to do and better their family. So, sometimes sports ain't everything, but I'm sure at some point in his life he'll be back in coaching, and no matter where he's at, he'll be a good coach.
Yeah, definitely best of luck to Jordan Compton. And listen, you know what it is. These guys are out here covering sports. Be on the lookout for all the articles in the paper. All the district tournament preview is coming up.
That thing's going to be 40 pages, Corey, something like that, 44 or something like that. So we're going to preview the 54th district, the 57th, 58th, 59th, and 60th districts, boys and girls.
Mm-hmm.
We're going to preview the 14th region overall, boys and girls tournaments, and the 15th region. So you're going to be informed once March rolls around.
And here's a spoiler alert. If you don't already know, some real good teams in the mountains.
Some real good teams.
Teams getting better week by week. We talked about this before. A lot of teams out there just beginning to hit their stride at just the right time. It's going to be a spectacular tournament season.
At blast. And after the districts get settled, it's going to be right here in the arena. And we're going to try to do some different stuff for the podcast, maybe, and maybe for our social media stuff, and give you guys a little bit more coverage than maybe we regularly would.
Yeah, we're kicking around ideas of just some different things that we can do, and just to put a little more content out there, and just something. It's entertainment, sports, and entertainment. We're just trying to put those two things together, and give people something fun to watch that's covering stuff that they care about right here at home. So listen, we're going to see you next week for episode 25. We're going to talk a little local basketball. We'll be talking some more UK, maybe a little more XFL. Maybe have a top 5 for you.
Yeah, we might revisit
maybe a weekly top 5 on something.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Different topics every week. Who knows? Give us a like on all of the social medias. We are at Unwired App on all of the Twitter, the Instagram,
all of it,
the Facebooks. We're out
on
there.
YouTubes,
we're on the YouTubes. We're out there on all the internets. Listen,
and we're fueled by the Adam Mahan Research Department.
Well,
that's something this podcast has that no other podcast does. I mean, that research is only in the mind of one man.
Well, it's on point. You see him out here just ripping off.
It's
just
uncanny.
Stats off the top of the head.
It's uncanny.
That, just some people just you either have that or you don't. That's that thing I was going to call it the Mickey Mantle gene, but he's got something where he can just pull that stuff out.
It's the Adam Mahan gene.
That's the Adam Mahan gene, for sure. Thank you again to Adam Mahan for joining us. For Randy White, Corey Vance, I'm Wes. We will see you next week, episode 25.